Musicians can't get anyone to come to their shows. Disney loses to Tubi. Tractor Supply rolls over. And the Hawk Tuah girl keeps spitting. All this and more at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. A lot of people think I hate kids, which is simply not true. I just think of them like tigers. I don't want one in my house, but I think they're great when they're locked in a cage at the zoo. No. But anyway, I don't hate kids. I hate terrible parents. People like that woman who decided she couldn't adopt a child because the adoption agency said they wouldn't be allowed to use the child as a prop on YouTube. The OnlyFans girl who left her fucking kid at home while she went off to do a fucking shoot. The kid wandered off and she got arrested for child endangerment. The other OnlyFans girl who complained that the school called and told her to pick up her son because he was sick, and this ruined one of her filming sessions. She also uses her kids on TikTok, which she has to promote her OnlyFans, so that's really fucked. And yes, I hate people who use kids as props. I've mentioned that woman who drags her kids around for photo shoots with her stupid fucking signboards. Into the woods we go, because kids won't remember their best day of television. The look on this kid says it all. He's what, only 6, and he's already fucking exhausted with mom's bullshit, as they definitely drove to a wooded area to take this photo. Then, okay, back into the car, everybody. Mommy has to go post this and then spend the next 3 hours refreshing to see how many likes it's getting. Okay, Buckley, so you don't hate kids, you don't even hate parents, you just hate women. Right? So, in an effort to provide some balance, let me introduce you to the latest parent being criticized by social media. A man? Meet AJ, his son Big Justice, and if you're good, I might even introduce you to the Rizzler.
Let's see where the triple chunk chocolate cookie stacks up on the boom meter.
So this is AJ, and he's about to tell you what he thinks of this cookie.
You already know what I'm gonna do. Boom! 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 Boom!
Like father, like son, it's the triple chunk chocolate cookie.
And here's Big Justice. Oh, what's he gonna do?
The triple chunk chocolate cookie gets a 5 out of 5 booms. Boom! 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 Now it's time for the Rizzler.
And yes, this, my friends, is the Rizzler. He does his signature chin scratch to show off his Riz, also takes a bite, and I think you figured out what's next.
This is gonna get a 5 out of 5 on the boom meter. Boom! Boom!
Yeah, boom, 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 5 fucking booms for the goddamn cookie. And that's the channel. This rotund family mostly reviews food by giving it booms. Grilled cheese, burgers, more cookies, raw meat, sugary bullshit. If your colon can process it, they can give it a boom rating. And you know what? As much as I hate it, it's super corny, kind of annoying. It's not exactly helping Americans beat the obesity allegations. And they're all really bad actors. Other family members get involved and they all make Tommy Wiseau look like Daniel Day-Lewis. But aside from all that, as far as it goes, yes, it's relatively harmless. Certainly, it looks like the kids are having fun. Hey son, let's go try out some burgers. Hey, let's go to Universal Studios. Oh yeah, bet he was being held hostage for those ones. But my issue is, I just don't think kids should be used in content creation. Be turned into influencers, TikTok stars, whatever. And this isn't because I hate kids. If anything, it's because I don't want to see these kids ruined. We have decades, maybe a century of evidence from Hollywood to see what this type of shit does to kids. And sure, some of it stems from abuse. There was the whole Nickelodeon documentary that came out earlier in the year that detailed how some of these kids were abused mentally, sexually even, and how that destroyed their lives. And so people might think, well, that's just fucking Holly weird, man. All those pedos working in the studios. That won't happen to kids who are doing silly videos with their parents. Because so-called regular parents have never been physically or mentally abusive, ever. But Jeanette McCurdy, Sam from iCarly, cites her mother as a huge reason for why she quit acting. She resented her so much, she wrote a book called I'm Glad My Mom Died. Cover is her smiling while holding her mom's ashes. Macaulay Culkin, who spent years after being a child star trying to get his life back together, had huge issues with his parents as a kid, and luckily was smart enough, or had an adult in his life with his best interests in mind to help him, that he managed to get them blocked from controlling his trust fund, all the money he made while acting. And it's not just the potential for abuse. Fame just fucks with people. Like, it may be massively ironic for me, a guy who coaches boxing, to tell you, oh, kids shouldn't do TikTok, that'll fuck up their brains for life. But I honestly believe that getting punched with gloves and a headgear on will do far less permanent damage to the mind than fame or even the pursuit of fame. Look at so many child stars. Screech from Saved by the Bell went off the rails once he was no longer famous. At one point, tried to sell t-shirts to save his house because I guess the sex tape didn't sell well enough. Britney's constant need to regain the attention she had as a teenager is well documented on Instagram. Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan were punchlines for a large chunk of the 2010s because of their legal and substance abuse problems. Jake Lloyd, child Anakin, had to quit acting because fans were such fucking assholes about his performance and he just couldn't handle it. And people try to claim the prequel trilogy was actually always loved. But fame fucks people up. Adults have a hard time handling going from being on top to being a bottom. Being at the bottom. Scott Baio goes and rearranges candles at fucking Michael's just for a taste of relevancy. Lizzo, a 36-year-old woman, claimed she was going to quit music because people were bullying her. You think when some bully at school ends up calling the Rizzler something like the Cheese Whizzler, he'll be able to handle that? Don't laugh at that, by the way. You're a bad person if you did. You can laugh at me calling AJ Baloney Soprano, though. He's an adult, it's fine. But with all we've seen from child stars, with all we still see, you look at JoJo Siwa and tell me that growing up on Dance Moms, she turned out all right? No fucking way she's normal. But all that, and you think it's a good idea to turn kids into internet celebrities? I don't know. Maybe you disagree with me. And if you do, I know you'll let me know. But I just don't think that kids should be social media stars. Hell, there are times I don't think adults should be either. That's most of the time. But if they are going to be, if parents are going to use their kids to build a brand, those kids should get paid too. And for the first time, the state of Illinois agrees with me on something. Fuck your deep dish pizza and your no ketchup on a hot dog rule, Chicago. But in Illinois, they recently passed a law that says if a kid is on screen for more than 30% of a video, they're entitled to 50% of the profits based on the percentage of time they're featured. So, 30%, they'd get 15% of the profits. If they're on screen the whole time, they get half the money a video earns. How someone determines exactly how much an individual post on, say, Instagram or TikTok earns, that might be tricky. But, for example, that stupid Into the Woods picture was sponsored by Claritin. The kids should have been splitting 50% of that big pharma money. But they already get paid. Parents feed them and give them a roof over their head. That is just fucking parenting. You have to do that whether you're famous or not. Whether or not your kids have been conscripted to be your personal fucking set pieces for your influencer career. This isn't 1850s Montana. Listen, kid, you're 8. Time to start pulling your weight around here. You can either be in mom's TikToks or you can work the mines. Your choice, but in this house, bread's for the breadwinners. So I hope other states will follow suit. This way, when the parents who couldn't handle their internet fame inevitably piss away all their money, the kids will still have something left for their future. Maybe a down payment for a house, pay for their college tuition or a trade school when they find out that rating burgers doesn't really transfer as a skill to real-world jobs, pay for therapy, pay for bail when they go full Lohan. Listen, fame doesn't last forever. But the memories of a time when you had an audience of hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people, and the feelings of failure, regret, anger, however that manifests for you personally when that stops, and what you end up doing to deal with that can haunt you for a lifetime if you let it. I give this law of providing payment in return for the potential for childhood trauma and a maladjusted adulthood 5 out of 5 booms. Boom! 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 Boom!